Do we have sound now? Man, it's like my first time. How in the hell have I done 67 episodes of this show? Holy smokes. I hope all is well. Hey, let's just get some announcements out of the way right now. So tomorrow night we'll be ripping ship. Then Friday night, he's in the chat right now. Big John. There's the man right there. Big John and I are going to be live on Friday night. Come on back here for WrestleMania 40, the biggest WrestleMania ever. We're gonna predict. We're gonna give our own predictions on what we think is gonna happen in the show. And there's a rumor it could be a special guest. Leaving it at that. But tomorrow night we'll be ripping ship. Unfortunately, probably going to be a few minutes later than I normally would go. Normally I'd go at 9:30. I'm going to try and start at 9:30, but I may have to start at 9:45. Not sure. I got Big League. I got some Series 1. I'm going to see if I can I'm going to see if I can find maybe some more Stadium Club. Stadium Club's been going pretty well. But speaking of which, sales, I tell you, sales have been going pretty good on the Bay. It's all about listing though, man. I know you didn't know. I'm trying. I'm trying to see what I can do. Bring on a special guest. Um, I've been trying to list as much as I can, especially a lot of the big league stuff that I just ripped. I've been trying to list that as much as I can. I'm telling you, for those of you that do eBay, and if you're not selling, you got to try and list more. I mean, I've been consistently trying to list almost every single day. Probably at least 5 days out of the week. I got to get better. So rather than me going ahead and, hey, Alan, how you doing, buddy? How's it going? John, good evening. God bless to you too, my friend. But I've been listing more on eBay and I've been selling a lot more. I've been selling a lot of big league. A lot of the big league has been selling, and I'm just talking base cards, not even not even special cards. Some of the foil ones are selling. I listed a card tonight, man. I listed it. Sold in 20 minutes. Listed it at 8:37. Sold at 8:57. So, um, you know, if you're a seller on eBay and it's slow, it might be because of the algorithm and you're not listing everything. But I'm trying to go ahead and get as many listed as possible. From that standpoint. So wondering, what do you guys think about with baseball starting? Um, who are some of the guys that you are looking to collect? Now, I know Alan is in the chat, and Alan has now begun his searches, or he's focusing in on actual rookie cards. What is the first rookie card of a player? So, is that something you guys looking at? So, if you're thinking about that, what about some of the guys? Little weird this year from a rookie perspective, because if you're just thinking right now, Series 1 and Big League, I mean, it's not that bad. You can get Ellie. You can get some guys, Junior Caminero is in, a big league, Ellie is in, Series 1. So depending on what you're trying to do, does it have to be a parallel? Does it have to be Lockin? Where the hell is Lockin? Hello, Lockin. How you do? Oh, no, that's not Lockin. That's Alan. You need some Pete Crow. Yeah, PCA. That is a guy to go ahead and go after. Redemptions and impeccable. Hey, I mean, we should not be surprised by redemptions. I think you should, I I've always said, redemptions, I don't understand them. I mean, all right, I need a mod to time out Maddie. Jerk. Redemptions, I don't I don't get them. I mean, well, I mean, I guess I understand the part about the redemption if you want to do it. I mean, I don't know what the good bad thing is about it from whatever that standpoint is. But what I will say is that what I don't understand is this. Have the guy go ahead and the guy or the girl, have them sign the cards and then just hold them in your vault. Yes, I know they could get stolen and bad things could happen to them. Oh well, I get it. But there's no reason why you shouldn't do that, especially some of this slow numbered crap. This to 25, this to 50. There's no reason why you can't have the person sign it. And nowadays, how much of it is on card auto? I mean, you don't even get a lot of on card stuff. So I mean, so I get, the whole, the redemption thing. And I guess, like I said, I really don't have a problem with it, but to me, that should only be like super short print on card autos, or if it's a rookie and RPA, it should be something along those lines. You know, I'm not saying it to 55 to 49 or to 99. Okay, you want to make the redemption? Okay, I get it, whatever. But to me, it should be like those 25 and less ones. Those, if you're gonna make redemption, those should be it. But you should have the card. And they're all, and it's some of it is just absolutely crazy. Because I've had 3 redemptions that I have turned in. 1 with Panini and 2 with Topps. Panini, believe it or not, it was a David Peterson's, and I know David from the New York Mets. David Peterson has time on his hands. It wasn't like he was, busy or anything, not a hot rookie. I understand that one. But I had one that took a year, and it was from Holiday. It was an autograph of Jeremy Pena from the Astros. I took a year to go ahead and get. From the day I submitted it until the day I got it. Now there was some problems in between. There was some problems with the redemption of scratching it off and everything. So that probably led to part of my issue. But then I had, who was it? I got one in a break that I came in, and I got it. I mailed it in, and I got that one probably 30 days, 40 days. So, very weird how the redemptions work, but I don't really like them. I wish they would figure out a better way to do them. Big John, we have to talk at some point. I have so many Cubs extras. We'll have to do some trading. Yes, because Big John is one of you Cub fans. you know, but again, you're looking at the hobby, what's going on? We got product, we don't have product, not a lot of stuff, coming out there. I mean, it's even hard to find stuff. He's like you. He likes the Cubs. Uh, I mean, one of us. I mean, I was thinking of a different word than awesome, but awesome will work for you, Maddie. You can use it. I wasn't thinking awesome, but that's okay. Um, but yeah, so I mean, I lost my train of thought. And everything. Maddie is the number one Braylon Marquez collector. Yep. I mean, he's no Bo. He's no 1 million Cubs, but he's up there. I have to go through all my cards and find my Marquez's and send them to him locking. But it's been, it's been tough, with the with product and everything, no matter really what you like. You don't really find a lot of it out there. I mean, I've seen they have, I've been seeing 23 illusions, which I like illusions. So I got a couple boxes. I'm looking forward to ripping them, see what they look like. I like illusions. But I mean, Prism, you can't really find out in the wild. I guess if you go to LCSs, which is probably the place you should be going. But if you try and go to Walmart or Target like that, you don't really see that. You don't really see Prism basketball. You don't see, I mean, you see a lot of older stuff, but not a lot of, newer stuff. Been watching Victor since he was a guest on the channel. All right. See, we drive people to other channels. Wait a minute. They should be driving to our channel. All right. Well, hey, it is what it is. Yeah, Roman, I tell you, there are a lot of people who think it's controversial, and why I don't know. It's just so dumb. I mean, here we are, we're in the dang hobby, and what's a rookie card, what's not a rookie card. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it from a standpoint of is nowadays how many of them are there? So if you take Ellie De La Cruz, is the top flagship his rookie? I mean, is it one product or is it 1 year? Because he has a rookie card in big league. If they do Topps Chrome, he's gonna have the rookie symbol there. If they do whatever, if they do Interception, he's gonna have a rookie symbol there. So what is it? I mean, it's one of those ones that it's actually, it stinks. It's hard because you're not 100% sure. Again, you know, back in the day, it was simple. Back in 1977, 1976, you pulled whoever the hot rookie was, that was his card. And you didn't have to worry about it. Dami! Maddie, top 10 video made the list. Peace. I'm telling you. Telling you. What's up? I don't know, Dom. If Maddie is going to keep up with this blasphemy, he may need to be put in the corner for a little timeout. But like I said, it's tough. The whole rookie card thing. What is it? Everything. I mean, so that's why I've always just maintained one of those. Look, and at the end of the day, collect what you want, like who you want to like, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference whether, and if you love Panini products and you want to buy the Panini baseball, buy the Panini baseball. Who gives a damn? If you like it, that's all that matters. So don't even worry about it, brother Beast. What's up? Oh, already said hello to Johnny Boy. So buy what you want to buy, like what you want to like. I mean, it really is that simple. You know, I mean, the only good thing with confetti, we have confetti socks on today. Nice, Dom. But the rookie card, I mean, it's always been a topic. Again, when you look at the hot rookies and stuff like that, baseball a little different than basketball and football, right? And the reason why I say that is because you have, you know, most people think of the tops, and from that standpoint, the flagship has been the card that people have really considered, with the rookies and stuff. And they don't have a lot of parallels per se, yes, they might have an orange or a blue or so on and so forth, but you know that's really what you're looking at when you get into basketball and you get into football and you start getting into Panini. The next thing you're looking at, oh, I got the cracked ice, I got the red ice, I got the blue ice, I got this, the red wave, the gold wave, the blue wave, the green ice, the black finite, the discos, and other things. So it's like, okay, which is the rookie card? You know, and that's the part, that is difficult for me when it comes to rookie cards. So, Alan, You are going for your rookie card stuff. Way to go, man. I hope it works out for you. Um, like I was saying, for me, you know, the good thing of having a lot of, when there was a lot of product. Now Tops is changing, Fanatics is changing. But when there was a lot of products, okay, so if you couldn't get the what? Inception rookie card, you might have been able to get the Fire rookie card, or you might be able to, get the gallery. WrestleMania talk is Friday night, 10 o'clock. Friday night, 10 o'clock. Book it, Dano. I'll get that. I'm gonna get the link to that video and drop it. Oh, the 444 deal. I got a couple of spots in that one. I got a couple of spots in that one. So look, hey, if you want to check out John and I and potentially a special guest, potentially working on it, potentially go ahead, click on that video, get notify me, and go from there. I think Maddie, I bought two, and then I forgot that I bought two. And that one night when Arnie was on, it was like, there's only like 16 left. I went, oh crap, I should get in that. I bought, I think, two more. So I think I have four. So hopefully I get the Cubs, and then I can do a video when I get it, and I could rip them all up. No, Maddie, if I get the Cubs, Maddie, I will I will trade them. I'll consider a trade as long as there's cash involved. The cat's out the bag, brother. The cat's out the bag. No, but again, eBay sales have been good. I'm in that break too. I'll take the Cubbies. Oh man, we got a Cubby war. Man, like the perfect scenario would be for if Adam's in the break, for Adam to get the Cubs and me to get the baseball team from Georgia, because we know sure as hell I'll trade that for just about anybody, even the Cubs. That's all I'm saying. But that should be fun. I have baseball practice tomorrow night, so I am hoping I could be around for when for when Arnie does the random and everything. So, Maddie, if you plan on being there, looking for cars to sell. Yep, I have to tell you, man. I slack when it comes to going to local shows. I've gone to a couple local shows here, and I gotta tell you, the bargain bins, they just haven't been like all that. So it's tough. It is really, really tough. You'll be at the end of any game, but we'll be in the chat so I can help. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. Like I said, I don't know what time he's doing his whole thing. I forgot what time he said. I'll have to check it out. Practice is at 7:30. So if it's before, if it's in the 6 to 7 range where he's gonna do the whole randoming and everything, I should be able to at least pop in then. But yeah, Big John, I mean, I really the last show I went to, when I went to Culture Collision and everything, the bins, the bargain bins, the boxes, They were not, there were not a lot of great bargains there. Um, and then even, and then it was funny that what I really found funny, there was a lot of tables, and this is, a pretty big show for Atlanta. There were a bunch of tables where guys would have maybe like, I don't know, a dozen to 20 cards, and top loaders or graders or one touches, and then just sign, hey, we're buying. So they didn't even have a lot, they didn't even bring a lot of cards, so but good luck. Good luck. That was back in the day, Dom, before Maddie got comfortable with all of us. No, but yeah. We have a couple of card shows regularly around where I am. We do have some, but I don't know. They're not the greatest. Mantis, what is up? Man, don't beat up Frank when he ain't here. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting with the card shows around here again, and I think there's one, is it every other week? I forgot what it is, but they rotate the same. I think basically this most of the same group of guys rotate between two different hotels like twice a month. So if they're not swapping out their stuff, I mean, it's hard to find anything. But Big John, good luck on Friday night. During our show on Friday night, we can talk about what you're looking for. Um, I think it's hard right now. Like I said, you go out there, you're trying to find rookie cards. You probably gotta need to look at some of these guys, some of these second year players, see how they're doing, or third year players, see how they are doing, and then go and see if you can find bargains on their rookie cards from last year, um, or the year before. Maybe you can go ahead and get lucky, and find some. I think that's really the way you got to look at it, because right now, like, what are you going to do again? When you're looking at if you're looking at just baseball for per se, there's really not a lot you can grab from a rookie card perspective from players. Like I said, the actual rookie list is not that big. I mean, I shouldn't say it. There are a lot of guys that are showing the rookie symbol, but there's not a lot of guys you go, oh my gosh, I have to get that guy's card. You know, 21 Quest is starting to look good, and that's something. Yes, very, very true. You can get in 20, you can buy some 21 stuff for not a lot of money. I mean, that is a really good point there, Locke. Really, really good point. You can definitely find, some bargains in with 21. And I think, another thing, Locke, and what about with some of those guys is I'll bet you can probably um, you know, go those I bet you find a bunch of those guys in, like the quarter 50 cent boxes in some of the bigger shows. Maybe not some of the smaller shows, but in some of the bigger shows, you know. But yeah, I mean, you're right. 21, you can go ahead and you can get you. I mean, yeah, you can definitely find 21 stuff at a big bargain, from that standpoint. Anybody picking up any players that they might have been seeing? Any Bowman U first Bowman of any people that are in the men's or women's NCAA basketball tournament? uh, anybody looking for anybody in particular? Yeah, But, walking back to your 21, I mean, with Kellenic, Hayes, Ruiz, Carlson, Manoa, there are guys there that there are Rogers, Andrew Vaughn. Andrew Vaughn, he hasn't. Man, I thought he would be doing a lot better with the number 3 pick and everything. I thought he would have been, but I hope he comes along. Rose Lorena, Logan Gilbert, Kilcroft, Tristan Sticks, McKenzie, Scooble, Mize, Shane McClanahan. If that guy can stay healthy. Caitlin Clark is my daughter. Caitlin Clark is someone my daughter wants because she'll be on Indiana Fever, but those cards are so expensive. Yeah, Scooble and Jazz. Nate, I mean, you're no, there are a bunch of people in that 21 class that, definitely. Um, Maddie, just, keep searching. I just bought one of her base Bowman first for like 10 bucks. You could find them. You just got to, you definitely have to, excuse me, keep your eyes open for them. But they are out there. You have to just, take a chance. I mean, like what I did with mine was they are. I, I mean, look, like anything, anything locking. I think with her, right now, she is the talk of the tournament with all the records she broke and everything. There's another week left of the tournament, so as long as she stays in the news, her cards will continue to go up right now. But to your point, I think when the season ends and it quiets down a little bit, they will come back. From that standpoint, I tell you the one thing, your Panini, I guarantee you, man, your WNBA is finally going to start to sell. It's finally gonna start to sell your WNBA because people are gonna want that rookie card of hers from Panini's. Yeah, yeah, and it's funny, and you listen to people talk right now, and they're talking about, "Oh, women's college basketball, oh my gosh." They're thinking about making changes to the tournament that they were talking about for a year now. They're gonna try and talk about them this year, and the game's never been more popular. The game's never been more popular because of a couple of players, you know a couple 3 players. If the younger ones, the what is it, Hidalgo from, or is she from Notre Dame, Juju Watkins from USC, if they have to continue to grow and they have to continue to get better every year and become more stars in the college game for people to go ahead and watch. People are watching the NCAA tournament to watch Caitlin. Look, 12 million viewers for her against LSU. Now that's, rematch, so on and so forth. So I go ahead and I get it. I mean, her against Connecticut, honestly, I wish Iowa was going up against South Carolina, but Iowa's going to go up against Connecticut. So it's her against Paige Beckers. Another great, clash right there. That's going to draw a bunch of people watching. And if she gets by Connecticut and she gets back to the championship game, that game is going to be watched by another 12, 15 million people. Right. They will definitely go right back down. Oh, I agree. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is that wave right now because you have a few of those people. Once those people go away, it stops. You know. And to be honest with you, look, does it matter It's right now, it's during the tournament. Go ahead and catch that if you're the ratings people and you can sell. If you're in the card, if you're into cards and you have some of these cards and you bought them thinking about the time to go ahead and sell them, like, to me, Caitlin Clark right now, yes, it might be a double-edged sword, but if you have them and you're trying to sell them and you pulled them out of packs or you got them for, pennies before, all this hype around us started, think about getting them listed and thinking about selling them right now, because as soon as she loses, whether it be this game or the championship games. If she loses one of these next two games, value goes down after. If she happens to win, completely different story. She'll continue to see a tick up and another tick up, it- you know. And then as they get to that WNBA draft, when the four people are watching it, then maybe it'll go ahead and she'll get another uptick. But that's really where it's going to come from. Then once she goes to the WNBA and nobody's watching, what are you going to do? There was a crazy stat that I saw that I read. I got to try and find it. See if I can find it again. I don't know if I will be able to. Oh, what here's what they were talking about. They were doing this thing about the WNBA and where the hell is it? Damn it. I can't find it now. But they basically said that in the WNBA, oh, there it is. In the WNBA, the majority of when they draft 36 players, the majority of those 36 draft picks are waived before the season even tips off. So, you know, those top few are the ones that go ahead and make it. That you're talking about the WNBA draft. Supposedly, the top 36 players from college or however many, the majority of the 36 picks, so the majority. So if they draft 36, half of them don't even make it, after being drafted. So, I mean, what does that say about the league? I mean, it's gonna be tough. I mean, yeah, no doubt. No doubt Fever are gonna home games are gonna be sold out because they're going to see, Caitlin, and she'll do fine there and she will draw like crazy there. But that's about it. She'll draw on the road. People are gonna want to see it when she goes to New York, when she goes to Connecticut, when she comes here to play the dream. People are gonna be like, oh my gosh, I get to go see Kate and Clark. I go ahead and get it. you know. But do we think that she's gonna, you know, drop 30 and 12 every night in a WNBA game? It's possible. I don't know because I don't watch, I mean, so I don't know what the normal scoring is, you know. But you think about it, with so few teams and so few players, if the game was as good as people say it is, that you hear a lot, do hear commentators say, "We'll talk of the game up." They'll talk the game up. We already know that's not true when you watch replays, and when you watch it, it's just there are times when it's, it doesn't look great, but you're gonna have your stars like you are, and if you're a flipper, you know, go ahead and sell when you can sell. I mean, like I said, because you don't know what's going to happen with a bunch of these women, with the women's sports and stuff. I mean, they don't draw. It's not attractive, and you think about it from a standpoint of when you look at the hobby, there's not one of us here who does can't look at this hobby, look at a show and go, "Ooh, there are a hell of a lot more men than there are women in the hobby." I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just stating a fact. So, if the overwhelming majority is men, why are the men what's the pull to collect WNBA, to collect women's golf, to collect women's soccer, to collect women's whatever sport they put out? There really isn't. There really isn't when you compare, because a guy's gonna say, "Hey, do I want to spend my money on a NBA product, which if I get a really good card that's not a PC card, I can turn around and sell it and get decent money? Or hey, am I gonna go buy a WNBA blaster and I'm not really a fan. I'm gonna, hopefully list them and see what I could get." So it's a very hard, it's a tough, it's tough for the WNBA. I mean, they really are, you know, the only women's sport. Yeah, I'm not. Again, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, Dom, at all. What I'm saying is that when you go to the games, if you go to a game, I gotta believe the audience is more young girls, female, than there are, young boys, young men, adults going to them to the games. So if that's your audience, but when you're marketing or when you're looking at card collecting, it's the other way around. You don't see a lot of women. You don't see a lot of young women, showing up at shows and stuff like that. So I'm not. I mean, I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm, saying. From that standpoint. You know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying. Would I watch the WNBA? Sure, because I like watching sports. And if there's nothing, but now look, there's got to be nothing else on, and I'll go ahead and I'll watch. You know. I mean, that might be true, Dom. That might be true, but that has nothing to do with WNBA, or women's soccer. Right. You're gonna go because your daughter wants to go. If you did not have a young daughter, Matt, would you and your son go to WNBA? Yep, you're not wrong. I'm not saying that, they do good. They do. Damn it, they have good cards. Right. So that's the thing. I would like to. So perfect example, Matt. You with the basketball. When my girls, were still here, when they were in high school, when they were going through college, when they would come home and stuff like that, we would watch the women's fast pitch, softball, the college tournament. We would watch that all the time. Why? My daughters played. My daughters were interested in it. That's the only sport and everything. But they wouldn't sit and watch hockey. They wouldn't sit and watch, really watch football. Wouldn't really watch basketball. But we watched, fast pitch softball. Why? Because of my two girls. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, and that's now. Will I? Will I watch fast pitch softball if it's on? Yeah, again, if I happen to be flipping through the channels, and I see it, I'll watch it because I enjoy watching that game. But I watched a lot of it over the years because of my girls. Now, I know they have a softball, a professional softball league. I would love if they made cards because I would be buying 'em. Now they probably do, and I haven't looked for them, so don't say, "Michael, idiot." They have those cards out there. I'm not saying they don't. I haven't looked for them. I'm going to look for them now, being that I just made that statement. But excuse me. But I would look to go ahead and and get some and collect some. For from some of the big names. You know, but I think I mean, let's face it. When you're looking in the hobby and you're looking at what sells and what doesn't sell, I hate to say it, but the women's cards don't sell as well. I mean, in my box right over there, that one right there, I've been buying two blasters or a couple more blasters of WNBA since it first came out. Right? I think WNBA is out now 3 years. They've had cards for 3 years. I have a couple blasters from each one. When this next release comes, I'll get a couple more and I'll throw them in the box just to go ahead and have to hold on. Who knows? At least the first years, you know. I had bought them because again, like you with Caitlin. I mean, Caitlin, you're from that area, or she's right there. I think they started before like me. It was when Sabrina was it Anacondo, whatever her name was, when she went to the Liberty. Hey, she's with New York. I would go ahead and don't know where the money comes. I honestly, Locken, I think, they do get advertisers, but I gotta believe they don't pay. I mean, so these people have to get second jobs. I mean, look at the WNBA ladies. WNBA ladies, how many of them would go overseas to continue playing to get paid for basketball? I mean, WNBA different. It's supplemented, by the NBA from what I heard. I don't know. Excuse me, I don't know for sure. So I don't sell cards. I collect, so value doesn't mean that much. I spent a grand a piece collecting Anthony K and Daz Cameron. Well, that's true. I I agree from that standpoint about that's why I say you collect who you like, and you don't worry about anybody else. From that standpoint, you know um you see a player, you're like, man, I like that dude. Boom, you go ahead and collect his cards. I love it, and I hope you get every single one of them. There's probably a crap ton of them, but I hope you get every single one of them. But these obscurely, again, Dom, I'm sure you could go ahead and sell some of your cards if you wanted to. But I mean, Luck, and you make a great point. I honestly don't know how, like there's a fast pitch softball league. Well, there was. I don't know if it's still around, but let's say there is. I don't know. Look at bowling. Bowling has professional leagues, and those guys make, they make money and stuff. I mean, and, for crying out loud, there's professional cornhole. There's darts. I mean, when you look at some of the, you talk about the obscure stuff. I mean, right? Old timers tennis. Now they have the old, they have the senior league in golf. Right? Lacrosse, tennis, lacrosse. Yeah. You know, I remember my wife and I. We used to go watch Dom will know this. But we used to go watch the New York Saints play indoor lacrosse at the Nassau as what I forgot as the guy from the WFAM would say, the New York Mausoleum. But we used to go ahead, and go, and we would get great we would get great seats. One of Mike's birthdays, we went to go watch indoor lacrosse. It was awesome. I don't think I've seen in arena football. I haven't seen that one and everything. Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's not a bad idea with 4th of July right around the corner. Jaws. Steve Summers. That's it. Thank you very much. Where the guys are out in Sacramento, it's Steve Summers. Me here, you there. Oh, man. New York Dragon. Yeah. So when we used to go, it was New York Saints at the Coliseum. Reinhardt University, four-time lacrosse national champions. And Zach, how the heck are you, my friend? Hope all is well with you. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that my my phone volume is down. Beeping a little too much for me. I tell you, that would have been fun to go watch. I wish I would have. Wish I would have gone to watch a little more of that. Although, wait, we might have gone. I'm gonna have to ask Mike. We may have gone to an AFL game over here, but it would have been probably 10 years ago or so. I have to double check. But it's a lot of fun. I mean, go have fun, do what you like. Don't worry about it. Now the indoor lacrosse team is the Lizards. Oh my goodness gracious! Why do they got to change all their names up on us? Like I said, I think we went to a. It was one of his birthdays, and we went over there. It was a lot of fun. That was it. The Georgia Force. Yep, we went to see the Georgia Force. So we did. Yeah, we went to one game. Mike wanted to go for his birthday. He took a couple of his friends, and it was crazy. It was, it's a pretty cool game. I'm with you. I'm with you. I can watch sports. I don't need to, you know, it doesn't have to be two teams I like watching. I mean, I'll watch. I just like watching sports overall. It doesn't really make a difference. That, and sports entertainment. I like watching my wrestling. you know, you do not watch American football. I will pretty much only watch the Jets. I don't like, like I'm not one of those, oh my gosh, Sunday night football, whoever's playing, I got to watch. Most of the time, I will really only watch the Jets. That's really pretty much about it. Yeah, I mean, if it's sport, like I said, there are certain sports, baseball, I'll watch, pretty much anybody. Um, Basketball, I like watching basketball on TV, so I'll do that. That's why I like collecting basketball cards. I like opening basketball cards, but the problem I got is that the the boxes that at Walmart and Target are just too expensive to go ahead and do that. Locking, locking, locking. You see, the problem that a lot of outside the outside fans looking in at Jets fans. You see, you think that we are, you know, crazy, stupid, wondering why the hell we do. You have to understand something though. Our expectations are not that high. It's like for the Mets this year. I was reading Twitter, and I go into Twitter Spaces after these Mets games and everything, and these Mets fans go friggin' bananas, and I'm like, "What the hell were you watching during spring training when you knew your expectations should be so low that if they win a game, it's a positive?" Yeah, that right. Mets did not lose today. Got that right, my man. They did not lose today. but they got a chance to lose 2 tomorrow. See, it's all about expectations, okay? You know, like the fans from the baseball team from Georgia, they have the greatest expectations that every single year their team is going to win the World Series. And every year they get into the playoffs. One year they'll win, and then the next 4 or 5 they'll lose. And then they break their little hearts get broken at the end. Where us as Mets fans, our hearts are already broken before the season starts. We already know what the deal is. We don't have those expectations. Well, he's going to be very disappointed because this is not a team. You signed freaking Julio Tehran, another friggin' retread whose arm is probably the only reason why his arm is probably held onto his body because he's wearing some kind of compression t-shirt underneath his uniform. He has turned out, I mean, he's not he hasn't been great. What makes it worse, and this is talked about a lot with other Met fans, they haven't picked a direction. And what I mean by that is, you look at the Jets for no matter what how ridiculous and how whatever it is, right? They have at least picked a direction that they are all in. We are going to sign as many, get 1 year contracts. We're going to over whatever it takes. We're going to do our best to go for it. The Mets haven't done that. They haven't picked a direction. They're walking the fence, and that's where it goes ahead and it gets. No, you're a closer away. You're a closer away from moving. Yeah, again, and I think Dom. Yeah, I'd trade Diaz if we can get Witt Jr. back. If Witt Jr. if Bobby Witt is part of the trade, I'll trade you Diaz. I think I think the thing is I think he had I think it's more I think being an owner of the team is more than what he thought it was gonna be. I honestly thought he thought, "Hey, I wanna win." Growing up, I saw what George Steinbrenner did, and I think it's different this year. There are a lot more restrictions. There are a lot more restrictions in baseball now than there were back then. Back then, George could go ahead and get every top player and sign them to whatever he wanted because there was no penalties. Now, with the penalties, with the taxes, and so on and so forth, it's a lot harder, especially if you don't win. But I think the part is I think he is still learning. We're in year what? Year 4. I think he is still learning. I think they have made some good choices. I think Stearns is a good choice. Is he running it like a small market or mid-market team right now? I think he is. But I think that can pay off. You look at the team from Georgia, what they did. They did a lot. You can say whatever you want to say, but they did a lot of the same things that was happening here. Now they always had they always had young talent. That's the big difference. The Mets haven't had that young talent. They're starting to get it now. If he can turn the farm system around, you can get that consistency. So when as these guys, don't want to be there, they want the big contract, you let them go. You have somebody to fill in. But they got to take some of these guys, to me, if you believe in Alvarez, you need to sign him up just like the team from Georgia does with their young players. If you think Jet Williams, if you think Gilbert, if you think Clifford, if you think these guys are what you believe they are going to be, you have to let's lock these guys up on these crazy team friendly deals. That's all I want to see. Have to throw in every dollar Cohen has. No, that's not going to happen. I I don't think Steinbrenner might have done harm at that point in time, but you think about what he did back then. He didn't do anything wrong. He said, "Hey, I'm an owner. I want to win," and he put his money where his mouth is, and he won a lot. I think it changed the projection of salaries in baseball. So maybe from that point, it did more harm. But when he was doing it, man, he wanted to win. I don't. Who are they going to go big with? Who? You could sign Juan Soto. You could say, Juan, here's $600 million. Here's 700 million. We're going to give you 700 million, like Shohei. We're going to sign you for 14 years. It means jack squat if you have Jose Quintana, Taylor Miguel, Sean Manaea, Julio Teheran, and all these guys pitching. Well, yes, he did go ahead and make a lot of trades, but let me ask you a question. Out of how many prospects did he trade away that became great players for other teams? That's part of that is part of the problem. Not every team is going to have, like what the team from Georgia does, where they have drafted well and they have really good players at each position that have come through their system. How many really good players pick another team? You know, Stormbrenner looked and he was like, hey, these guys are prospects. That's awesome. I got a proven commodity that I can go ahead and get by trading those guys. I don't blame them. I mean, the Mets did the opposite last year. They traded proven veterans. Now might work out, might not work out, and they brought back young talent. I mean, and look, don't get me wrong. I'm a Mets fan. I hated the Yankees growing up there. I hated what he was doing. Oh, he gets Dave Winfield. He has Magna, gets Dave Winfield, and he gets Wade Boggs, and he gets a. But you got to realize, don't forget, you can say what you want to say about him, but you know, um, Jeter, Posada, Bernie Williams, Mariano Rivera, those were some homegrown guys. Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. You know, as a fan, if there were no restrictions, I would want my owner to go out there and get and put the best team together. Now, I don't want you to go out there and get guys that are 34, 35, 36, 37 years old, you know. But if you want to if you're Cohen, and you want to make a big splash, then there's only one splash you could make in the offseason. One and only one splash. And that's going to be Soto. Because I don't think the pitcher from Japan is going to come to New York. I think he's going to go to LA with his other two buddies that are over there. Or he'll go to San Francisco where Lee is over there. So I don't think that. I think Soto is the only splash. Pitching is so crazy in MLB right now. I mean, you don't even know what it's nuts. You have Brady Singer who throws an unbelievable game. Brady Singer is liable to go ahead and get shelled the next game. You All right, Maddie, you and your early mornings. All right, I'll try and see you at card deals. Well, he can't. Supposedly, it has to be. They were talking about it today on somewhere, and he has to the deal that he's doing something to go ahead and get out. Did you hear about the other guy from Japan? The other guy from Japan, there's another guy who's I don't know, he's a position player, he's not a pitcher, but he early enrolled into Stanford. So I don't know, they're thinking that that's a way for him to go ahead and get around, go to Stanford for a couple years and not have to go ahead and go to Japan and play there. They think he's going to be a star. Um, I think the guy can sign a contract next year. They were talking about how he can. I don't. The problem you have is I think he won't be able to sign a long term, big contract. But I think he can sign a short term contract. you know, but hey, I mean, 100% honest. I mean, sorry for teams that don't have owners that would not want to spend money. I mean, the truth is small market teams, mid market teams, they're very they're very they're very fortunate that baseball put all these taxes in, because what would stop teams from going ahead and just saying going out there and buying as many players as they can. Well, again, there was something in there about how he could go ahead and there was a way. Supposedly, there's a way for him to come. Maybe the guy didn't know what he was talking about, but it doesn't make a difference anyway, because he's gonna stay on the West Coast. He's not gonna come to the East Coast. Excuse me. But that's the way sports are gonna go. I mean, and I know everybody goes, "Oh, baseball needs a cap. Baseball needs a cap." What player How many players are gonna raise their hand for a cap in baseball? Not many. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Yeah, he can come over. He can't get a big contract. And they're saying that, a big contract, he has to settle for like a measly $5 million a year. He can't right, he will not be able to get a big contract, but he can come here. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I really don't know, what he's going to do from that standpoint. Um, I'd love to get my hand on the owners won't agree. Yeah, the owners. I don't know if they would agree. I don't. Yeah, I think to your point, there should be a floor. That's what they do in the NHL. At least there should be some kind of floor. But there is no way players are going to agree to a ceiling. Hell no. No to the hell, to the hell no. Nah, no, 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 hell no, hell no. No player is gonna do it. Now, because what are they gonna do? Who's gonna be the guys who's gonna agree to that? I don't know. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. And all they'll keep doing is trying to impose more and more taxes to get it. But then from a player standpoint, you know, look what happened. Look, I think this year was a great example. The of the what do you want to call it? The squash that happened, with Chapman and Snell and Bellinger and Montgomery, uh, JD Martinez, even to that point. You look at the contracts that all those players turned down. All right, Locken, have a great one, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. Much appreciated. you know, you look at those guys, you look at the dollar figures that they turned down because they thought they would get more, and what happened? Nope, didn't happen. And I don't know if that's a Boros thing or if that's a baseball thing. That I do not know. It would surprise me if it wasn't a little more of a Boros thing than it is a anything else. That's what scares me about Pete, Dom. But I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that because I don't think Pete is gonna be a. I don't think Pete will be wearing the blue and orange when game 162 is played or game 161 because who knows with these rainouts with Detroit if they'll be able to make the games up. But that's what I just I don't know. It's you know I can't imagine again what it's like. I think when you look at certain things about getting into playoffs, depending on where you are, what division you're in and everything. It's going to be very, very interesting. Yep, doubleheader tomorrow and more rain. Man, I tell you, whew, you've had some crazy weather there, Dommy. Some crazy, crazy weather. We had some crazy weather come through last night, like 11:30 or so. Oof, it was booming, man. Thunder was nuts. Thunder was nuts. We got a couple of views on X tonight. Nice. Gonna have to try and see if I'll be able to stream to Rumble also. Gotta figure out how to do that. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Long baseball season. You know, what's gonna happen with trades? How's trades gonna happen? Well, with the young players, I mean it was crazy. I which one? Just before a little bit before 9 o'clock. I listed this card. This is the card I was talking about. This Ellie De La Cruz card right here. Sold that guy in 20 minutes tonight. Very crazy. Very, very crazy. Uh-oh. Screen. Okay. Phew. Screen went a little wonky there. I see that Bo is counting down his 1 million Cubs, even though, he probably already has his 1 million Cubs. Hey, for those of you that have 7-Eleven near your near you, um, it's a few days away, 10 to be exact. But on April 13th, supposedly 7-Eleven is, hey, bring your own cup day and get a Slurpee for $1.99. Yeah. Yeah, we got hit pretty good over here in Marietta. They were really booming, man. Whew. Scared the crap out of my dogs. Scared the crap out of them. Really? Did not know that. Did not know that they used to be around here. Yeah, but 7-Eleven, if you got one, you bring your own beverage cup and you fill it up for $1.99. You know, I'm sure it doesn't mean like you can go ahead and roll up with a 5-gallon bucket. They left town in the 80s. Love this stuff. Yeah. Man, used to get the brain freeze every time. Used to used to go ahead and, drink a Slurpee so fast, and all of a sudden I was like, "Ah, my head's killing me." As a kid, I kid you not, by Brookhaven Hospital, they are building a 7-Eleven across the street from an open 7-Eleven. Damn, it's that but I can see how I mean, Brookhaven Hospital, I can see that's a pretty big hospital, but dang, across the street, the one is doing so well, they gotta do that, yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool, though, that's pretty cool. That is crazy, though. That is crazy. Oh, boy. Why do I follow this person? There is no reason to follow this person. So, yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be very interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see. Yeah, I tell you, but going back to the card market and stuff like that, for those of you that sell on the Bay, man, if you're listing cards, I think, especially if you're listing a little more popular stuff, I would say most of my newer stuff is selling. Every now and again, some of my older stuff will sell, but most of it is all my new stuff selling right now. Whether it's Big League, some of the Series One stuff that I have. Uh, I need to work on my wrestling cards. I was going to uh all righty, buddy. Thanks a lot, sir. Much appreciate you hanging out as always, Dami. Thank you very much for the support. Um I did open those Blizzard cards. I was gonna try and get those listed, but I think tomorrow I'm gonna try and scan a bunch of WWE cards and get bunch of WWE cards up, at least especially all the guys and girls that are on the card this weekend. Especially if some stuff happens, if some upsets occur and some crazy things happen. I think there could be good potential for some of those cars to sell. So gotta go through my boxes and see how many I can bust out between now and and Saturday afternoon. Yeah, WWE is hot this week. Exactly. It is definitely hot this week. It is so much. Oh, he is helping out a lot, buddy. He is helping out a lot. I mean, you know, he is carrying a lot of weight on those big ass shoulders that he has. Uh, yes, I'm definitely gonna get though. And then NXT has their special event. They're one of their big ones earlier in the day. So I'm gonna look at my NXT cards also and get a bunch of those up. So I'm really gonna look again. I'm gonna look at the card, especially between NXT then WWE, and focus on getting a lot of those cards up first, and then whatever else I could get, I could add to it. Add to it. But that's you're right. The divas do always sell. So yeah, that's gonna be my plan. That's where I'm gonna try and do my focusing on. Now that all the big league that I have opened on the channel that you've seen is all up on eBay. So from that standpoint, I don't have to worry about that. But I am gonna definitely gonna turn my focus to wrestling here, to WWE, NXT, the whole, SmackDown, Raw, all of them, and try and pull out, um, all cards of all the people that are going to be on the show, especially the Mania, and get them listed. Hey, Mike, from that standpoint. So, well, all right, guys. Hey, it's been great having everybody here. I'm gonna go ahead and Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Prism fans will probably get gouged like Bedard in hockey next week. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, it stinks because I think WNBA has been out what now? 3 years? I forgot. I got like 2 blasters from each year that the WNBA has been released, I believe, because I believe the first time it came out was in 21, I think. And, I've went ahead and I've got a couple blasters from each year just to go ahead and hold and hang on to. Why? I know they ain't going up in, they ain't gonna be up there in value and everything. But yeah, so but hey, Big John says it right there. See everybody Friday. Hey guys, if you're not doing anything seriously, come back Friday night, 10 o'clock. Big John and we're talking WrestleMania. We're giving our predictions. We're going to go through every match on the card. We're going to tell you what we think is going to happen. What about storylines? And as I said earlier, working on a special guest to go ahead and show up. So again, come back Friday. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for the continued support. Kenneth, how you doing? Hate to say it, we're shutting down, my friend. I am so sorry. Um, but again, rip and ship tomorrow, WrestleMania predictions on Friday. Have a great one, everybody. See you at the next one.